All right, guys, I will talk today here live on the Rumble about. I'm kind of will try to kind of put together my entire stand on impulse weapons, but not just from the point of that my father had a technology patent on in this field, but the in general the kind of a moral and even my own, I would say, partially patriotical um, element there. I see over the last um, 4 decades, almost 4 decades, that I live in the United States, periodically I was being represented as evil person. I don't know why. And later, I didn't know why at the time, but later I realized when I discovered the patent of my father that it's much, much easier to control the person when you cut his boundaries, and not just cut his boundaries, but in general presents him as evil. This way, this person can be isolated. Okay, and when this person, he or she, tries to recover whatever was stolen from them, is usually dead end. It's very hard to do because some people simply don't want to deal with you because you are represented and you were represented as some kind of evil and entity. So the I will start with the recent assassination attempt on Trump, and the weapons as was used is simply rifle, but in the future, the next assassination weapon is going to be impulse weapons. I'm absolutely sure they already used somehow. Their attempt on 1,000 people in the United States and abroad, with the Havana syndrome situation, but yet people kind of avoid talking about it. I assume because there is a conflict between military application of the impulse weapons, which is of ionic beam, ionic impulse, as impulse weapons, and their civil application, which is used in communication industry of fighting cancer, and specific for now, recently is really big. It's semiconductor industry, which is used in artificial intelligence. In order artificial intelligence to run properly, the semiconductors used in the systems supposed to be calibrated, and this way it's a massive business. And I repeat, like I do all the time when I talk about this, there are 1,500,000,000,000 semiconductors produced in the world, which are being calibrated and sold on the market for the total amount by the time of 2021, so it's 3 years ago, of $604 billion. Okay, so it's a big business. So there is a conflict between military application of this technology and civil application of the technology, because when people start talking about it, they will have to go to the roots, who invented it, where it came from, and so on, so on, so on. That's why looks like simply the thing is shut down, and nobody wants to talk. And not just nobody wants to talk. Over the last several years, I experienced a pressure over to keep quiet whatever I know. And at the same time, people who use my father's technology, whatever he contributed, and I'm supposed to have at least part of it. Those people who control it, they will pressure me. They pressure my mother at the time. Now she died, and I'm very skeptical about the reason of her death, because she knew a lot of things, and uh, they will pressure in a way to shut you up and at the same time rob you. So if you try to recover, you will have pressure and you will have people betraying you. You will have some kind of, you'll develop momentarily problems at work. Momentarily develop some kind of financial problems. It can be your mortgage, or it can be, uh, I have small situation in probate after my mother's death, and I'm losing real estate possibly, and this is a whole bunch of stuff that is going to come down on you if you're in this type of a situation. Okay. Fortunately, until today, except some stuff, I didn't ended up in uh, in the hospital because even though I was poisoned 2 years ago, it's my own knowledge of alternative medicine has saved my life. But it's just thanks God for it, because otherwise I wouldn't be who knows where. But as I said, over the years, a lot of people try to present me as a very evil person, and it's done on purpose that they can manipulate, they can bully, they can mob. I was bullied at work and was mobbed at work in Salt Lake City. I worked for a company. It was 14 years work for a company, and uh, I will later on I will pick up who they are and what, but not in this video. So my point is, again, I would like to take a simple stand. There is a possible war coming between Russia and United States in general, NATO and Russia and Russia's allies, and it's going to be interesting time. As I said, I'm from Ukraine, but I have wonderful connection to Russia from a former wife, and so I'm kind of I cannot have I got divorced, and but yet I don't want to have her developing problems because of my talk. Let's put it this way: Russia is not exactly, still is not exactly democratic place. So, and this is what my point is, and I will kind of try to develop it in a way that people understand. Because when I go online and talk of stuff, they simply try to politicize situations, drag me in one part of the court to another. When the war between Russia and Ukraine is horrible, and I would rather not to comment until I have constant view of stuff that will make me understand the entire thing. The problem is that like every war, the combination of cruelty and other things kind of stops you sometimes from thinking. And there are people on the internet that try to kind of pull you on their side. But as I said, um, I had family. I had almost most of my family I had in Ukraine, and now they're running. They have a problem. They had to immigrate. And another point is, I was hoping through my father's research, the money from my father's research, that I can simply bring and accommodate their lives to make them better. But when the war started, actually for me, and from point of view of me trying to recover my father's patent, for me the things got worse. Like there's a power that actually say, oh no, you're going to be isolated, you won't be able to help anybody. Okay, this is what happened around me when the war started between Russia and Ukraine. And as I said, with me, I need to cover balance because, as I said, we have because of the connections I have, and I will see how how it's going to develop. This year, this summer, it's 49 years since it was last time in the former Soviet Union, in either Ukraine or Russia. Last time I was there was 1976. So this is what it is, and for now I'll stop, and then I will keep doing those videos. And this video, fortunately for Rumble, they download momentarily, and now to the Rumble, but at the same time, I'm talking about the download on your iPhone, and this way you can work in, changing it in iMovie or things like this, that you can redo it and rework it and post it in a different site. All right, this is it for tonight. I will try to do something tomorrow. I will see how it's going to be. And as I said, impulse weapons are the future weapons of assassination assistance. This is how it's going to be. So whoever controls the technology will have advantage of war. And not just war, it's going to have advantage of quiet war. That it's, I call it spies versus spy war. Okay? You have a good night one more time.